Akwaba, welcome to Tikyiile Talks. This is a platform where I, Tikyiile, have conversations with people from different walks of life who share their thoughts and pass their story thus far. I hope you enjoy. Welcome to episode 5 of Tikyiile Talks. I'm your host, Tikyiile. Today we've got Alicia Barrett, hopefully going to the Olympics next year. Alicia, welcome to the show. So we'll start off. How was school life? How was school like for both of you?
School was cool.
Yeah.
I honestly miss it like pretty much once a week. I'm just like, oh.
What was your highlight?
I
Highlights of school?
People.
Yeah,
Definitely
people. Like you just hang around with your friends all day.
Yeah.
But also I think when we get to sixth form we did like really interesting subjects.
Okay.
Interesting discussions. Like general studies was so good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We went on really cool trips to general studies and I think we just learned a lot of cool stuff.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
fair. And obviously you went starting athletics. How did that go about?
So like all our family pretty much have done it or used to do it. So there was like at the time there was like Paige and Yasmin who were both like pretty like
Your courses
top
are
of the
better.
ranking. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So one did pole vault and like running and one did like shot. So we always used to go and watch them in like Derby. Do you remember the annex, Chesterfield Annex track?
Gosh, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we used to go there.
Wow.
And
Then
then
the sports hall as well.
Yeah.
It's weird to think it's not there anymore.
I think I'm not that down. So how was that like? So I'm guessing you saw them for a couple of years and then you wanted to get in yourself.
Yeah, we just watched them and then we kind of, it was like 9 or 10, we just
Yeah.
kind of went down and got involved and did that.
Yeah. Oh, and Alicia did it as well, didn't she?
Yeah, yeah. So it was very much like a family sort of thing.
Yeah.
For quite a while really, maybe until like Alicia was in like year 12, so
Okay.
2014ish,
Yeah.
2013, so
So when did you know that you were slightly better than, well, a lot better than other people?
I never thought of that.
Because I'm guessing obviously you're in school and you're with your friends and sometimes you might draw, but then obviously if you're winning by such a margin in school, it's thinking actually I'm here, like sorry they're here and I'm also a lot better. When do you think that was it? Think actually I'm pretty good.
I think we've always like been quick. Like we can never walk up the stairs.
You're always running up the
We're
stairs.
always running everywhere, literally. Like we can't keep still. And then we used to do dancing as well. And then we always had so much energy. So I think we literally always, not destined in a way, but we always was gonna go on that route because we literally couldn't keep still. We used to do like races like all the time with like our dad and stuff. So
But I think like for the transition from school to like your club and then your county, like at first it was a bit like, wow, like I'm not that good.
yeah.
When was that?
We must have been like 14, maybe 13.
Yeah, 13, 14.
And maybe when we was like 14, 15, that's when we started kind of getting better.
Yeah.
I think for me, I like won the Northern Champs and I was like, oh my god, this is mad.
Yeah.
And then I went to do the like national champs, and I came third. And I think I must have been under 30 years, right?
Yeah.
So
So it was
it
like 2012.
Yeah, 2012. So yeah, I think that was probably when I thought, oh, I'm actually not bad at this. But I never really thought of it like that because I think our training group was such a family, and you just wanted to go training and see everyone.
So there was no real competition, like you're just having fun with your friends and family basically.
Yeah, I think, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
There was a bit of competition, a bit of like I want to be the best,
Yeah.
but the feeling of like just having a lot of fun
Right.
with other people.
It was definitely like a vibe. Like
It was a big vibe.
yeah, it was so fun.
So what was your program, I'm guessing, when you started? So you finished school and go for an hour or so, or what was it?
No, so we finished school at like what was it like 20 to 5.
24, I think.
4, yeah. And then we'd get home, we'd either eat like straight away, and then
Do a bit of homework.
yeah.
On the side.
That's when we started watching like crap shows like Real Housewives of Atlanta and
Wow,
stuff. Like,
gosh.
Yeah.
We used- And then we used to like have food, then go to the track at like 6, leave at 6 till like half an hour. Half 8. Yeah. Then have
Eat
like dinner or like syrup and then go to bed. We all used to be late for school. Like we was never on
In
time.
the morning. I actually remember seeing you guys just walking around with your bags going, I was thinking, oh gosh, here we are again.
Yeah,
We were late all the time.
literally.
I'm like, yeah, but we were training.
Yeah.
It's not an excuse now. I'm just like, right, you do our sessions, eat your dinner at like 9 o'clock, and like wake up early. I was just like,
Yeah.
whatever. But,
I literally remember like getting up at like 8:30 was a regular occurrence. Getting up at like 8:15, 8:30.
No,
We had to be in like school by 8:45, didn't we?
Wow.
The real ones are always the form teachers that never like mocked us in as late. They just kind of accepted it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you were school celebrities to some extent, I guess. Or would you not say so?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think the fact when we were twins was probably like more of a thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like our school was very weird. I think we were in like lower teaching groups, and I feel like our school is very much, they judge you a lot on that.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that maybe they liked us more because we were good at sport, but like overall,
Like not
academically,
Yeah.
like, you know, like there's a lot of prestige of like academic excellence.
Right, okay.
And I feel like they didn't notice that within us, so it was
Yeah.
like,
You just
No.
push you into one corner as well.
yeah,
Yeah,
Right,
definitely.
yeah.
Like I still get annoyed when people are like, oh, do you do sport at uni? It's like, no, like I've never been interested in like doing it as a degree. I've always just liked doing it like as a hobby. And
Oh, so you feel people don't take you serious enough? They feel like, oh, you're just good at one thing. Like, there's more.
Yeah, I think
what
in
you
school
learn.
they definitely
Yeah.
did that.
I think definitely when we was
Yeah.
like choosing like what degree to do, and then after like first year, we were like, oh, how was your first year at uni? What do you do? We would just assume that we did like sport like straight away.
Which I'm guessing that's because of obviously what they've seen and whatnot.
Yeah.
Gosh. But so when was the point that you started running for England and whatnot?
I think it was 15.
Yeah, year 10, yeah.
Yeah, 15. It was like a school competition. So you do English schools and then you go through to like schools international.
Right, okay.
Well, you got to win up on, you got to be top 2.
Yeah.
So if you're
English
top 2,
schools.
then you go through to like England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales. So that was like the first one, wasn't it?
And how was that when you got the invitation? Or
It was lit. It was so good. Like
Yeah, it was really cool. We went to Ireland too, so we got to like fly. which
yeah, stay over.
you can only do it before you, because they switch it between England, Ireland, and Scotland.
Okay.
So that was fun. And then I think mixing just from different people like all around the country was so cool.
Yeah.
It was really really fun. And
We were
then
like still friends with them guys as well. Like
yeah,
we was in London last year. We saw like Stefan, who's like triple jump there.
Okay, so the guys you met back way then.
Yeah, and he lives in
Yeah.
like he went to Princeton, so he's lived in like America for like ages, and
Oh,
we
okay.
literally just bumped into him.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, so
yeah.
yeah, it's good.
So how would you say in terms of your discipline? Because obviously you mentioned you had to go to training 6 to half day, pretty much every other day, I'm guessing.
Yeah, 2 days.
It started off Tuesday, Thursday, then it was Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and then Saturday.
Then obviously
Oh, yeah.
the better you get, the more training sessions you have. Like how do you then balance your school life and your work life?
It's hard.
It's hard, but it's like really enjoyable. I found like
Yeah.
I finished uni last year and I just trained, and I like wanted to do something else to like balance it.
Okay.
I think it's a really good. They're both like escape with each other. So, like I remember doing my A-levels, like I loved revising, but when I'd be like, oh, I've had enough of philosophy today, I've got to go training, and then I'd love going training, then have to go back to it. It's like if you get the balance right, it's like really like enriching, like
Yeah, definitely.
because like your mind is like growing with schoolwork.
So it's not actually as hard as it's hard, but it's not as hard as it seems because.
No, it is hard.
It is
Let's
hard.
just downplay it. It is
Okay, so
hard.
tell me how hard it is because in my head
It's
it
just
makes
the
it seem like.
organisation of it.
Yeah,
Like, you have to
'cause
be
you have-
really organised.
You have structure, so you know that you have to be at the track. Well, Alicia trains in the day, I'm gonna train at evening.
Okay.
For me, I'd have to be at uni for like 9, 10. Then I'd have to be back home. I'd have to like have my work done by like 5, so I can go home, get changed, have to then go training, and then make sure. And then sometimes I'd have work. So on the weekends I'd have work. So I had to make sure everything was like sorted. So it is hard, but like she said, like it is like it's a good
It's doable.
structure.
Yeah.
And I
It's
think
like you're given a structure, do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's very easy to follow, and then just like let things kind of go in. But having said that, third year of uni it's not fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually stress.
I'm guessing that's probably the hardest time balancing both together then.
Yeah, that was hard for me. Well,
I had corona,
you've just
yeah.
done it. So.
Oh really?
So, yeah, so I just didn't train at all.
No, wait, no, she didn't have corona. She did it during
Corona. Yeah.
Oh. you said it way too casually for my like I perfect. Should I back up or do I leave? Wow. Okay, right. So you training during so I'm guessing you both trained during quarantine, I'm guessing or not?
Yeah, I started, but then I had so much uni work. I stopped because it got to the point where there was going to be no season, and because even like in athletics, like even like big to small competitions, there's so many volunteers, and the majority of them are like 50 plus.
Oh,
So we were like, they're not going to put competitions on where this is like the vulnerable like
yeah,
category.
should be shielding.
Yeah, so I was just like, I'm just gonna do just like fitness but not proper training, to get uni done.
Also, for those who don't know what you both do in terms of your events, like, could you let us know what you do?
Oh yeah, so I do 100 hurdles and like kind of sprints, but mainly just sprint hurdles.
Okay.
And I just do mostly like 400 and 200.
And why did you both pick your fields, your specialty?
I just kind of fell into it really.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go in the middle distance group, so then I saw my friend in the hurdle, so I was like, I'm just gonna do that, and I just kind of stuck with
But
that.
then surely, so would you say? I'm guessing obviously hurdles is a lot harder than 100 meters.
Yeah.
But why hurdles? Why not 100 meters?
I don't know, to be honest. I don't think I was like I was okay at sprinting, but I wasn't like really good. And
What? I'm not sure. It seems like you're really good to say where you are. Because I'm guessing the plenty of people who are like your age and older than you who can't run as fast as you. So I'm sure you're definitely there as such.
I don't know. And then I was younger, I was just like, oh, I'll just do this instead.
You just fell into it and enjoyed
And
it.
then I was like really bad at it for quite a while, and then it kind of just clicked and it kind of worked really. It's weird, like when people try and ask me questions about it, I'm just like, I actually don't know, like I kind of just do it. So like when I try to like analyse things, when I move coaches, I was just like, I actually don't know, like I just run and jump. And you're not really meant to jump, but yeah.
When did you move coaches and why?
So it was like 2016.
Okay.
I think I just kind of needed a bit of a change, then I just moved. But yeah,
Okay.
it's hard to explain because it comes so natural. But after a while, you kind of like learn what you're doing. And
Yes, what about you said 200 and 400?
I've literally done a bit of everything. You've only really done hurdles, haven't you?
yeah.
I used to do like pole vault for a bit. Used to start long jump. I've literally done like everything.
You just do everything more. You
Yeah,
just
but
find
then-
what you know what you wanted.
So then in like winter we used to do winter with my old coach was like the best of times because we used to like rock up to the track and we used to have it like not easy but it just used to be like fitness for like 6 weeks.
Right.
Then we used to do a 300 to test like what we've done like for like 6 weeks prior.
Okay.
And I think I ran like a really good 300 that year. And so mum was like, oh, if you do this event at Northern's or like the champs, then you can like medal or whatever.
Okay.
And I was just like, okay, cool. Like
You didn't rock with it.
I wasn't like overly like bothered. I think I wanted to do long jump that year.
Yeah.
I didn't really. I was just like going along with it. Wasn't 100% in it. And then I just kept on training for it. And then that's when I started to like get like pretty quick times, get like medals, get like titles and stuff. And then so the natural progression from 300 is like 400. So then I did that, but then I still kept on doing quite a lot of twos as well.
Okay, so now when you go with you enter for both 200 and 400.
It depends. Mostly 400 then, because it's heavy to do like a 200 and a 400 in the same day, or like the same like champs. But yeah, mostly to 400.
And how much pressure do you both feel like going to competitions and before?
We didn't used to feel any, but we do now.
when did that start then?
Like literally growing up is like, I don't know. I feel like we have like a really not difficult relationship with athletics. Like a lot of people is just that everyday track, and we're just not like about that.
Yeah.
And I think when we were younger, like it was never just about running. It was always about like going down. It wasn't like it was like
just
a
like
social
having
thing.
fun, wasn't it?
It was like just like seeing like good like friends down at the track.
Like
Seeing
a
our
social club,
family.
basically.
Yeah, but it was
a
definitely
social club, but like with endorphins. With exercise. Like mad endorphins. Yeah.
But
then the landscape sort of changes, and it's like, oh no, like this is my job. Like this is how I need to pay bills. This is how I need to pay rent.
But even like I need to get this time to go to this competition.
It's a competition.
And then it just gets like, it kind of almost like spirals because we used to just do it just for like, not to have a laugh, but it was just like a really good
It's like
fun
fun
time.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden like you have to like make certain times, you have to make certain competitions.
Right.
And that's where I think the pressure comes when you get to a level where you can go to like bigger competitions, and so you have more expectation on yourself.
So how long ago was that? Say 3-4 years ago. How long ago?
Probably like 2015.
I think for me it was probably like end of 2017, 18.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it was just, it completely changes, and I think if you keep that mindset of just like having fun, I think you do perform differently. You probably perform better.
Yeah.
There's not like so much going on in your
But
head.
then also at the same time, if you're doing it for fun, you might not train as hard or as consistent. You think?
I don't know, because like you're happy, aren't you? So
Yeah.
you don't even realise you're doing it. I think.
Oh, okay, yeah, there's that as well. Yeah.
Honestly, I think that like when you're like when you're happy or like when you're satisfied with what you're doing, you'll push that whatever boundary because like you're in good shape or you're like good mindset.
Right.
I think as soon as you don't have one of those things, then it becomes like really tricky.
Okay.
Yeah. Then other people like thrive in like pressure environments. Like people like do it purposely. Like you know, like the Michael Jordan
Yes.
documentary. Like
That was very, very.
like he loves it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're like, so I know so many athletes that are like him, like elite athletes that can just do things like that, and it's a different mindset than what I guess me and you have.
Yeah.
But it's just very like, admirable because I could never be like that. I could never like.
What would you say your mindset is compared to his?
His is just so like unbelievably focused and
competitive
and yeah.
I feel like I feel like we're not I feel like we're competitive people, but I think we just want to do ourselves justice in the way that like we've trained. I don't know, I feel like for me, if I've trained and I feel like I'm in good shape, then I want to be able to see it and I want to be able to do it.
Right.
I'm not doing it for like anyone else necessarily or to get like medals and stuff. Like it's more just the fact that like
gratification, self-gratification.
Yeah, as if like I've literally just tried my hardest and I've just done it. Like I think that's the thing, rather than it be like, oh, I want to be like the best athlete of all time. Like that's cool, but
that's not your interest.
Yeah, it's like
I think so.
You can get there by doing it how you want to do it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if that makes any sense.
No, I hear you.
It's like a bit complicated-ish.
Yeah, so it's like you enjoy doing it. Don't get me wrong, but it's more like you're not doing it to be the best of the best. You're doing it because you want to, gratify yourself. Thinking, I've gone out and I've given it my best, and I'm happy with my performance.
And that might equate to being the best athlete.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? In that kind of
that's
way.
not necessarily the end goal. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas other people just go like straight for the top.
Yeah.
And then but then in many ways that's an easy way because it's like their focus is just absolutely on one thing.
Yeah.
It's like tunnel vision on that.
I hear that.
I feel like we are very different to like normal athletes in that way.
I think it's because we grew up in such an amazing environment. We grew up with like an amazing group, and
we had no pressure on us as kids. So like I feel like when you have that environment where you're pressured a lot, or even like in like not even adolescence, but like when you're doing like junior stuff or youth stuff, you don't have that. My mum's like not pushy. Like my coach was never pushy. He was always just like he was like us. Yeah, just do what you want. Like do the best you can do, and like that's like good enough. Rather than you have to beat her or you have to do that. Like to me that's trash.
And I'm guessing you've seen coaches who said that to other athletes as well. Like you do your best, you have to win. Like this bit is not an option, kind of thing.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, just
it's not, they don't even need to say it though, do they? It's just their reaction when they don't perform the way that they expect them to.
And have you seen that's impacted and affected the athletes?
I think the worst thing is like social media.
Yeah, now it is, yeah.
Like it's just, I think people feel pressured by social media to like be the best and to look the best.
Right.
And compare like your times against someone else's.
Yeah, and then come up with like paragraphs of why I haven't performed well. It's like like not to be mean, but it's just like you're okay. Like you don't need to prove yourself.
Yeah, you need to explain yourself.
Explain yourself to anyone. Like if you're happy or if you're not happy, like it's you. It's not everyone else you need to talk to.
Yeah,
I think that's with like anything in like social media. Like it is really like not real.
What your views on social media whilst we're here actually, in terms of would you say it's more beneficial or detrimental to somebody?
I think it's rigged. Like I honestly think it's rigged.
In what sense?
I think it's really like I think they literally want a prototype, and if you don't match that prototype, they will not like give you the algorithms won't suit you.
This is a bit conspiracy.
But I'm listening.
Like this is why I hate to use this example, but you know like Molly May, she has like a massive following.
Right. Okay.
Like the algorithms almost like agree with her to put her to the top. That's
do you not think though? Like I just think because I live in Sheffield, everyone looks the same, everyone's really homogeneous, and I feel like it's literally an Instagram prototype.
Right. Okay.
And so if you don't fit this prototype, then you don't get like
exposure.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm talking like trash, but
No, I get what you're saying. I hear exactly what you're saying, because it seems like the people who the best perform on Instagram all look a certain way compared to the normal people as such.
And it's I think it's the same like athletics. A lot of people have like a big social media following, and like for example, you start to think like how do they get all that kit? How do they like get all that time to do this? How do they get time to go on the track? And like how do they pay for their bills and stuff? And it doesn't answer all these questions that like, I think like do you know what I mean? If you're honest, like podcast or interview like can do. So I think it just sells people an illusion, and then I think personally like, you feel like you're not good enough, or that you need to be like that, or I don't know if I'm talking about the term, but
yeah, I think so. I think with people like our age, it's better. Like say people like your brother's age, or maybe my brother's age and younger. Like it's all they've grown up with. Whereas like we didn't have that until like we was in sixth form.
Yeah,
so
it wasn't
like,
as intense in your face.
Yeah, so like how we feel, like, and there's an anxiety that goes with it, I think. But like that is, I feel like people younger than us would feel that so much more because it's all they've known for like so many years. Almost like they have to fit themselves into a box to.
And if they're not the question, why am I different? What's wrong with me?
Yeah, it's quite damaging. But at the same time, I'm like, I've discovered so much like amazing things over social media. I've connected with so many amazing people. Yeah. So it's like there's like a balance. There's definitely a dark side to it, but then there's also cool things that can come out of it. Yeah.
No, I hear you. Definitely get that. So back onto your sacrifices. What would you say is the biggest sacrifice you've had to make?
Alive.
Your what? Alive. Yes, I'm guessing because obviously you can't be as social as you normal person.
Yeah.
Like this is the first summer that we've had where we haven't competed. You can actually go to like social events.
So it was like 9, 10,
Yeah, for like.
Really?
Yeah. It's just.
So why is that?
Because like you have to be in summer where like everything's popping. Like you normally compete in most weekends. Your training like goes down a bit, so you have to be careful about like
walking around, for example.
Yeah, walking around. My coach used to tell us off like walking around for the competition.
Yeah,
because like
it's just like exerting energy. Like you're tiring out your body and stuff. And I find that the worst thing because like I just love like walking around in summer. Like that's fun. Yeah. But the thing that kills me the most is like music events, like you just can't really go to any of them, and it's like that's peak, like that's really.
That's what you want to do, but you can't.
Yeah.
Holidays as well. I feel like we've missed out on so many like holidays. Like, do you have like a friend's holiday at the end of 6 months?
No, I personally go mine, but I know people who haven't who did. But I'm guessing you guys obviously didn't get the chance to do.
Like we were just like we can't do it.
Yeah, I didn't do the first week I didn't do Freshers Week
because of it.
I don't really do it properly.
It was just. I find funny, like I maybe should have done it, but I just trained instead.
But I'm guessing like you've got used to it, so it's got easier, I guess. But would you?
It's got easier, but then I think there's a part of when you grow older and you think
you've missed out on so much.
Yeah, you feel like you've missed out on things, and you're like, I actually don't know how to converse in certain places because
that's you, that's not me.
Speak for yourself.
It's just like I haven't been in this environment. Do you know what I mean? And for like to an extent, I'm sorry.
Well, because we've done it since we were like year 10, like literally like year 10 we've been doing like, not big competitions, but like competitions where like
we've been away most of the summer, we've done most of the summer.
And then you can't, like the amount of friends' birthdays I've missed.
Because you've got
like,
to train.
You know, like house party like back in the day.
Right.
Yeah. Or we had to leave at like 9 or 10.
Yeah.
And you have to justify yourself, I'm guessing. But so like in terms of your friends, like how did they react to that? For instance, let's say, so you guys agreed to having a good summer here or whatever, like I can't be like, how do your friends react to that?
They were always cool about it. They never pressured us into like doing going out more. Like I don't think they was even disappointed if it was like, I can't come. Like they'd be like, okay, it's fine.
Yeah.
So I never felt bad in that way. I think as you get older and you go to uni and you're more kind of on your own, and you're like, I actually can't do that.
And you have to explain yourself to like. Because our school friends know like.
Yeah, so how was that transition then in terms of explaining to people?
I feel like they get it, but then they don't.
They really don't.
The first thing they say, they always say, "Oh, does that mean you have to watch what you eat?" And it's just like, yeah.
That as well, but that's not the main point.
Yeah.
Like, I work in a
Yeah.
pub and I get all the time, like, you don't drink, do you? I'm like, no. Like, I get it literally, like, at least once a shift. And then,
Wow.
like, I remember one shift was really bad, so I had, like, a beer, and they were like, oh my god, you drink? You don't know what I've been through, like, this shift. Like, come on.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing you have to be careful what you do as well, because in this day and age, someone can easily take a picture and post it, and that gets leaked and say, oh, such and such were drinking, seen drinking this and this. Like, it just, this is like,
Yeah.
and especially I'm guessing you both sponsored as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so-
Yeah.
So, but I'm guessing that would have to affect your sponsorship deals as well.
I don't think
especially if
anyone
you're doing
cares
their
that
own
much,
thing.
but yeah.
As in people around us wouldn't care that much to
No,
like,
yeah.
do that, but yeah, it would like there would be clauses and stuff about reckless behaviour.
Yeah.
The part of you, like, do you regret it sometimes, thinking, oh, I would want a normal life. I feel like I want to, go out with my friends or go on holiday and do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, sometimes I think
We're too deep now.
when you don't
We're going deeper.
I think when you don't have like a good season and it's just like I could have like, and sometimes like you can get like a bit depressed and you're like, I've trained so hard and I've done all this stuff and like this hasn't been going well, and it's like I could have been at the park with my friends or having a nice time, could have gone and seen a DJ, do you know what I mean? I could have
Yeah.
been on holiday,
Yeah.
I don't know, could have rode my bike. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a bit like, oh, this is not cool, like why am I doing this?
Yeah.
But then at the same time that you have a good season and you travel places and you do things that are like really really cool, so you're like, like that's kind of cool.
So how do you get yourself out of that position where you're thinking, oh, I spent this whole summer, practicing, had a good grades, and you've not done as great as you thinking, maybe I should have just enjoyed myself. Like, how do you get yourself out of the time when you're thinking, I'm just tired and I want to quit?
I think you just kind of look back to when things were good and like
Yeah.
little things that you've done that
Yeah.
are like really cool, like within it. So
Yeah.
also like training can be like really really fun. Like it can be like just really good. So if you're in a good training environment, I feel like that can like really kind of bring you together and think, oh, this is not too bad.
That's fine.
Yeah.
And also like little things as well, like when you just like crack something in training, you just like, bruh, like go on.
Go on then.
Do you know what I mean?
No, I
Like,
hear
like
you.
little stuff like that kind of keeps you going. I think summer is probably just the most annoying thing when you can't like enjoy yourself. But then at the same time, like I've been to competitions and had like an amazing time and
Yeah.
been away and like done really interesting stuff.
So how's your relationship with sisters changed over the years, would you say? Or as twins, would you say?
I always find it really weird when people are like, oh, like you're twins. Like it's just odd because like we're just.
I feel like we're just. I see myself as like sisters rather than. I never say, oh, my twin. Like I'd never say that.
Yeah, no.
Really?
Never. I never even like. I would. So like when people say, oh, how many siblings do you have? I would say, oh, I've got 2 sisters and a brother.
Yeah.
I would never like say
Oh, I've got a
twin sister. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'd never do that either.
Because I feel we are like very. It sounds like stupid to say, but we are like really different.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's not that we're very like similar. That we would.
You say you've always been that way?
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. Like we are like really close.
Yeah.
Like I feel like we're closer than like a normal like sibling.
Yeah.
Right.
But
We're almost like I feel like we're an extension of like one another, but we are very different
yeah.
in like a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Not like crazy different though, because was there any twins in your year?
Who?
Any twins in your year?
Yeah, the set of twins are.
Oh, right. So for example, like Hannah and
Yeah.
Emily, they are quite different.
Right.
But then I feel like we are very much more similar.
Similar but different. Yeah.
Yeah. There was loads in our year.
Yeah, there
Was
was
that
at least 3 or
5?
4. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was. Yeah. But I think we look very different. I don't think we look alike at all.
So no one's ever confused you for being
Oh
Oh my god, all the time. Yeah.
Like,
Our auntie and uncle can't tell us apart.
still
We
to
went
this
to their
day.
house the other day and they were like
They were struggling.
Oh god.
like really struggling.
So I'm guessing you have
Actually, to be honest, like I think 2 members of our family even knows. Like 2. My auntie Denise probably knows, but Uncle Tom probably knows.
Yeah.
Uncle Neil. Like, that's probably it.
really.
Like,
So you're so I'm guessing people say also who's who. Those ask you. I'm guessing you're. It's not a problem anymore, is it? You get used to it.
Yeah.
There's no hard feelings at all.
Yeah, no, I don't get offended when people
No, not
say
at all.
it. Like, oh, I'm really sorry. I'm like, yeah, It's fine.
That's funny because we actually having a discussion before we started, and I was thinking, oh, I can't remember if I still remember who's who.
Oh.
And I was thinking, right, so how am I gonna ask them without asking them properly? And the guy said, just ask them. Thinking, no, I can't just ask them because I just feel like it's awkward. It's just whatever. I mean, you guys are cool with it. It's cool.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
I get how it can be perceived as awkward, but like, I think it's fine.
I mean, because obviously you've had it enough times. You think, all right,
100%,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how is your relationship with the rest of the family?
Lit. I love our family. We're so like.
Yeah,
So-
no, me too.
Yeah. Because we were just saying in the car, like, we can't, like, lockdown was, like, really fun. Because it was literally, like, us, like, me, us two, my brother and my mum in the house, like, the first time in, like,
Yeah,
like 3 years, like, since we, like, left school, really.
Yeah.
Because you went to uni, like, and
Yeah,
stuff.
because I've been away quite a lot in summers, right?
Yeah.
So like 2017, 18, I was just not really at home a lot.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I didn't see my brother for like 4 or 5 weeks because I was in London, then I went to Taipei, and then I went on holiday, and he was like on holiday in between.
Yeah.
So, and my brother's like really funny.
He's so annoying, but he's, like, so funny at the same time.
He's so funny, and like he's just such a good person to have around most of the time. My mum can be like, my mum's in a really good mood, like she can be really funny too. And yeah, I think.
Yeah, and then when my mum's in a bad mood, then, like, those guys just, like,